What's going on, guys? I hope y'all are having a great start of the school year this year. I'm here today to give you a brief video over Nearpod. So at the end of the year last year, we gave y'all a survey over which interactive software you would like to use this year in class between Nearpod and Pear Deck. And after the results came in, the overwhelming majority of y'all chose Nearpod. So those of y'all that love Pear Deck and want to keep on using it, by all means, you can keep using the free version all you want, but you can also convert all your past Pear Decks into Nearpods quite easily, okay? But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to create a Nearpod from scratch. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Clever and get into it. All right, guys, so here we are in Clever. Now down here underneath the True Single Sign-On, we have the Nearpod icon. So we'll click on this and it'll take us to our teacher dashboard in Nearpod. We can also get there just by going to nearpod.com and logging in with our Google account. But for this instance, we're going to go through Clever. Your students, they also have a Nearpod icon on their Clever dashboard as well. So once you have a lesson built and you want your students to join your lesson, they'll then go to Clever. They can click on the Nearpod icon and they'll be brought to a window that looks like this, where they can enter the 5-digit Nearpod join code and join your class lesson. Or you can also give them a link and or embed the lesson in Canvas. Alright, so let's go ahead and click on Nearpod and jump into the teacher dashboard in Nearpod. Okay, so here we are in Nearpod. Now I'm currently looking at my lessons right here. So if you've never been in Nearpod before, you're probably don't have any lessons in here. But once you start creating lessons and once you add lessons from the Nearpod library, they'll be showing up right here. You can create folders and organize them however you want. Okay. Over here on the left-hand side, at the very top is where we could enter a join code. So maybe if you're in a PD and you're going to want to join a Nearpod lesson as a student, this is where you'll put in your join code. Below that is, again, my lessons, where we're currently at. Below that we have reports, where after you run a Nearpod lesson in class, then you can look at the analytics of that lesson and how your students did. Below that you have subplans. If you want to curate content and have your sub distributed to your classes, this is where you would keep it. Below that we have shared libraries. We have a school library, then we have a district library, and then we can manage our Nearpod settings. Below that we have our Nearpod library, which we'll get into later, where we can find a variety of resources of pre-made lessons, videos, and activities to use in class. Also, we have some digital citizenship and literacy lessons below that. And finally, we have some teacher resources where you can find some helpful how-to videos and how to work Nearpod, made by people who are probably a lot better than me at this, okay? But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to create some content in Nearpod. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the Create tab right over here. So once you hit the Create tab, we have a few options. We can create a lesson. We can create a video, kind of like an Edpuzzle video, where you can insert questions within the video. I'll get into that here in another video. How many times did I just say video? Below that we have activities and then a Google Slides option. So if you want to go ahead and if you have a pre-made Google Slide deck that you want to just enhance with Nearpod features, then we can do that as well. And I'll do another video on that here in a little while. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on Create a Lesson. Okay, so here we are in our Lesson Creator window. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and put a title on our lesson. From there, we could go ahead and add our content and our activities. So I'll click on the plus. So we have two tabs, content and activities. Now, content is meant to engage and teach the students, and activities are meant to assess our students. So if I click on the content, we can go ahead and click on these slides and start adding additional slides to our presentation. We can add videos, content from the web, simulations, and so on. And then for the activities, it has a number of ways that we can assess our students within the lesson. All right. Now, one more thing is that we can also, if you look down here, we can add content to our lesson by just dragging and dropping. So if you have some PNG images that you want to drag and drop, maybe some PDFs, or even a PowerPoint slideshow that you want to convert into a Nearpod, you can do that as well. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'll click on Upload Files. So it's giving us options. So do we want to upload it from our computer, from Google Drive, from Dropbox, or maybe Microsoft OneDrive? I'll click on my computer. And then I'll just pick what I want to upload. So I want this PowerPoint right here. All right, so we're just going to give it a moment while it uploads my PowerPoint into Nearpod. Okay, so here we are. Now my PowerPoint has loaded into Nearpod. Now I'm ready to go ahead and spice it up by adding some activities and some assessments using Nearpod's features to enhance the lesson. All right, so I want to click right here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to add an open-ended question. So I'm going to click right here. Yeah, I already have the questions typed up over here. I'm just going to copy and paste it to kind of save some time. So I'm going to ask them, what does the word rapid mean? Then I'm going to give them a sentence stem to have them answer. Then I'm actually going to go ahead and add a video from YouTube, from the landslide. Here's the one I'm looking for. All right, so I'm going to click on save. So here's my open-ended question. I'm going to put it right here at the beginning. I'm going to add another one. This time I'm going to add a multiple choice question. Alright, so I have my question, my three answers. I'll go ahead and designate which one is the correct answer, and I'll hit save. Okay, so you'll get the point. So I'm just going to move this slide where I want it to be in my presentation. And if y'all wanted to, y'all can go ahead and add as many more additional slides and activities as you want to enhance your presentation. Whenever you're ready to save it, be sure to come down here at the bottom and click on Save and Exit. Okay, once we hit Save, it will now be found under My Lessons. And once we're ready to present this lesson to the class, we can hover our cursor over the thumbnail, and we have two options. We can either do this as a live participation in front of the class, as a whole group teach, or we can present this as a student-paced lesson where we'll just give them the link or maybe put it in Canvas, and it can be a student-paced activity that they do on their own. So I'm going to go ahead and click on live participation first. So once we do that, it'll give us a join code, a 5-digit join code, where the students can then go to Clever, from Clever click on Nearpod, and then enter this 5-digit code on their Nearpod window. Or you can give them a link. You can embed it as well. If you look at the bottom, if you have maybe a co-teacher in your class, you want to give them the teacher version. That way they can navigate through these slides as well. You can click this on, and then give them this link right here. That way they can manage the slideshow. Okay, so this is for whole group live participation. Now, if I want to go back and perhaps give them this as a student-paced lesson, maybe again, maybe this is what they do in their technology station block, in their blended learning block, or maybe we have this as a collaborative station, maybe at the Clear Touch in their station rotation, or maybe you have this as a lesson for your remote learners. Okay, so in that case, that would be a student-paced lesson. We can click on student paced, and again, it will give us a 5-digit code. We can then give it a due date. If we click on the calendar, we can say when we want this to be finished by. And then again, we can distribute it in a number of ways, either through a link, email, embed code, Google Classroom, and so on. Since this one is self-paced, you have another option of requiring student responses and preventing skipping. And I'll usually turn this on, and you are good to go. All right, guys, that's about it for this video. I'm gonna do another video on how to use lessons already created in the Nearpod library, as well as how to use the Nearpod add-on and Google Slides to create content that way. All right, guys, holler if you need anything. Have a great one.